I'm JD White, and this is the Retirement Cheat Code, the channel that helps you learn about all things retirement so that you can not only retire, but crush retirement. And I'm going to be honest, every once in a while, this chair, I have it locked so it doesn't tip back. And every once in a while, it just gives and it scares the bejesus out of me. And that just happened. Anyway, let's get into it. All right, so before you watch this video on Roth conversions, I recommend that you go back and watch two other videos on my channel. One, what is a traditional IRA? Two, what is a Roth IRA? Those two videos are going to help lay the foundation for a little bit of how this whole thing works. So today we're going to talk about Roth conversions, how they work, and some of the rules around them so that you can understand it. And the next time that you are trying to decide if it's the right thing for you, hopefully have a little bit of a better understanding of why you might or might not do that. So the Roth conversion is a little more straightforward than some of the other things that we talk about on this channel. Really, all we're doing is taking money from our pre-tax bucket, which could be a traditional IRA, it could be your 401k, and we're moving that into Roth IRA. Now, when we do that, we have to pay off the tax man. We have to pay taxes to the Fed, the IRS, and also the state. So we've got to pay both of those off. If you don't have state income tax, you don't have to worry about that. But you have to remember when we're doing a Roth conversion, we're adding that to our taxable income for the year. The one little caveat here is if for some reason you have what we call a non-deductible contribution to your IRA or your 401k, meaning that when you put that money in, you didn't get a tax deduction for it. That money is actually tax-free when you convert it, but there is a pro rata rule. So we talk about that when we do backdoor Roth IRA contributions, which go back and watch that last video on that one. But for sake of this, normally we're paying 100% tax on 100% of the Roth conversion. Before we get into what makes a Roth conversion work, every year we look at hundreds of tax returns for our clients, prospective clients. And I did have one that I was reviewing over the last couple of years where this client and the generation, their kids, were actually creating a huge expense on their tax return by pulling large amounts from her traditional IRA. They were doing this as gifts. What they didn't realize is all the other consequences of increasing that taxable income by taking that distribution, which is the same effect that a Roth conversion has. We're pulling that money out of the traditional IRA. Where it goes from there, doesn't matter short term, long term. We hope to grow it in a Roth IRA. Anyway, what was happening is they were actually pushing mom into a really high tax bracket compared to what she normally spent, which was very modest, and also increasing her Medicare premiums because those are based on your taxable income. So just by helping them understand the rules and how all this works, we were able to save them around 10,000 a year just by adjusting how they were doing those gifting and actually looking at the consequences of increasing that taxable income. So the moral of the story here is that by understanding some of this stuff, hopefully you can avoid those kinds of mistakes. So let's talk about what makes the Roth conversion work. And this is from a financial planning perspective. So number one is if we can not withhold when we convert from the pre-tax bucket to the Roth, then 100% of the money moves in. So what do we mean by that? A lot of times the option when we pull money out of a traditional IRA is to withhold our federal and our state income taxes. So let's say we withhold 15% for our federal and 5% for our state. So if we were to convert $10,000, then we're going to have $1,500 withheld for the federal and $500 for the state taxes. So $2,000. So now we're only actually getting $8,000. If we do that in a conversion, we're only getting $8,000 into Roth. So instead, if we can not withhold on the conversion, convert the whole $10,000 and send in that $1,500 and $500 as estimated payments, then we're getting 100% into a bucket where that money can grow tax free. So that's number one. That's a big piece. Number two is ultimately we want to plan to have a similar or higher tax bracket when we think we're going to pull those funds out. If we think ultimately, in the future, we're going to be a lower, significantly lower tax bracket than we're in right now, then the Roth conversion probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, if we think we're going to be in a similar tax situation and we don't think that taxes are going to go down at the hands of the government anytime, in fact, we think they might go up, which they were slated to in 2026 this year, then maybe the conversion does make a little bit more sense. The third thing is timing. You can actually time Roth conversions. So if you are in an industry where your income is variable, or maybe you're in between jobs, if your income is going to be lower in that year, a Roth conversion might be a great opportunity to get that income back up and take advantage of a year where you're in a lower income bracket. The other thing that you can time is the markets. If your investments are down, that might also be a great opportunity to do a Roth conversion, take that discount, expect that things will recover eventually, as they always have, and that could be another good move for you. Now, ultimately, if you have to withhold on the conversion, it still might make sense. It's just not quite as crystal clear. I will have two more videos coming out soon that I want you to watch because they will pertain to this. Number one will be 5 reasons why I love Roth conversions. And number two, you might have guessed it, 5 reasons why I hate Roth conversions. If you've ever done a Roth conversion, click that thumbs up button for me. I'd love to know how many of you are actually doing it. Don't forget to subscribe on the way out. And as always, I really, really appreciate you watching and supporting this channel. Now, enjoy some legal disclosures, and we'll catch you on the next one.